If it works, it works. Who cares? They are pretty amazing. I don't know where they are anymore, but we basically got her something like that. Oh yeah, so I've only ever seen the metal chopsticks in Korean restaurants, and they've always got like etching on the tip to increase the grip. Otherwise, yeah, it's usually wooden ones. I should be able to... How are you feeling? After fighting that demon, I can only imagine. I would probably start off with bamboo. I suppose I have to apologize to you for, you know... Anyway, thank you for not giving up on us. The shinobi too. Fiberglass is probably going to be closer to metal in terms of, like, not having inherent grip.
How are you feeling, my lady?
Much the better for my comrades' ministrations, and your most generous hospitality. You need not worry.
Good. If there is anything else we can do for the two of you, anything at all, just ask.
Those are even. Hi, Skittle.
Stare any harder and you're like to burn a hole in them. Go and say your piece, for goodness sake.
I've got nothing more to say to them. I'm going to find out how the others are getting on.
And how, Basil doesn't know how to use chopsticks.
Gosetsu, Mistress Alize, I owe you an apology. I acted with reckless disregard for my own safety, and endangered I know not how many others in so doing.
And you did it all after we told you like 17 times not to. Now, we got an ad break coming up.
Scorning your wise counsel, I knowingly defied our master's wishes, and left you no choice but to follow suit.
Skittle's a cheater.
Nonsense.
He hit his cap.
I followed our master's wishes to the letter. Consider once more his words, and the intent therein.
And then
In offering his head, he but sought to shield his people from harm, loyal retainers included. You must value your life more highly, Shadow Walker.
On the other hand, your recklessness did serve as an inspiration to many. Mayhap you should not be so hard on yourself.
yeah, a lot of people decided to stop being cowards to save your butt.
In any event, if you must apologize profusely, it seems only right that you expend as much effort thanking the one person who supported your plan from the first.
Good lord, that is 2 hours to do one step.
That it does. There are no words which will suffice. But thank you.
You can do it. I also was figuring out how I hold chopsticks while holding a pair of chopsticks. They just happened to be right in front of me for some reason. I don't remember. Probably from the Sushi Friday. Thursday? One of those days.
12 be praised. When I learned of your rather questionable plot to assassinate Xenos, I feared we would need to recruit a new primal slayer.
I'm sorry we couldn't be there. Alize made me swear to stay behind no matter what. I think she was worried I'd hurl myself at Xenos the moment I set eyes on him.
Purdy.
You'll forgive me for changing the subject, but now would seem a good time to discuss where we go from here. Though the Empire has yet to retaliate, the fact remains that we have revealed our presence and signaled our intentions in so doing. It is only a matter of time before the Imperials move against us. Given that we lack the strength to oppose them, 'tis plain some manner of brilliant stratagem is required. Therefore, I yield the floor to the preeminent tactician of our time, with whom I was privileged to share a room.
Wait, we're gonna put... Oh crap, we're putting Alfino in charge?
If you insist.
Been over how much I hate every time Alfino is put in charge, right?
Of approaches, and were eventually forced to concede that we cannot look to the Alliance for aid. Even were it possible to ferry sufficient forces and materiel from Eorzea in a timely manner, such a massive undertaking would not long escape the attention of the Empire. It would be a miracle if our ships reached the shore. Fortunately, according to Tataru and Hancock's intelligence, the Empire has withdrawn most of its forces from Doma in the past year, leaving her relatively unguarded. That being the case, a popular uprising spearheaded by the full might of the Doman Liberation Front may feasibly be sufficient to threaten the seat of provincial government, namely Doma Castle. 'Twould be rather easier said than done, of course, but I have seen worse plans prevail.
Including some of your own.
Then we must needs meet with Lord Hien and convince him to return, for there is no surer way to inspire our people to rise up as one. He desired proof of his subjects' conviction, and they have provided it, through no less a deed than openly opposing Xenos himself.
It will work. It has to work. And next time, we will defeat him.
It will work because it has to work. Philosophy with Lise. Speak with the comrades. I'll be traveling to the Awesome Steppe, Archon. I found Lord Hien once before, and I'm confident I can do so again. Or, to me, who may put the question of Domo's resolve, I feel it my duty to deliver to him our people's reply. Our countrymen's deed speaks for themselves. Lord Hien cannot deny the truth of their hearts. Too long has it been since I looked on his face. Give great comfort to see him again, and no small comfort if you were to join us in the search, I should add. Yeah, having to have the relic weapon unequipped in order to upgrade it is definitely an annoyance. So what kind of man Hien is? From what I've heard, he's about the same age as me. And then there's Cordola, who isn't a whole lot younger than us both. Like her, he was born and raised in an Imperial province. This is all he's ever known. But unlike her, he chose to do something about it. I want to meet him. I want to know why. Maybe if I understand that, it'll help me to understand a lot of other things. Fancy burb. Beloved king returning to urge his countrymen to rise up in rebellion. Not a story you'd ever hear in Sharlayan or Old Ah, is it? Those words, perhaps, but no landspeople is so cynical to be wholly immune to inspiration. Singular individuals have the power to move hearts and minds no matter where they go. Doubtless you speak from personal experience. As much as this Lord Hien intrigues us, Archon, there are vital tasks to be attended to here. Preparations for the inevitable assault on Doma Castle, for one. There's also the matter of coordinating our efforts with the Confederacy and our comrades in Kugane. Dealing with this troublesome Aetherite. I could go on, but you understand. So it goes. We all have our responsibilities. We shall depart for the Azam Steppe at once. You'll be joining us, Archon? Of course. For our part, we shall do what we can to aid the Doman Liberation Front in your absence. We will refrain from conducting any large-scale operations in your absence, and instead devote our energies to bolstering our ranks and training our new recruits. When you return, we will be ready for war. If anything happens, if you need us to come back sooner, you'd better contact us. Noble sacrifices are last resort, remember? Follow me, my friends. We have many malms to travel before we reach reunion. Wait, don't leave yet. Here, take these for the road. Simple fare, but it's the least we can do for you, after what you did for us. It may be stupid and naive of me to say this, but I will. When you come back, we'll finish what we started. We'll beat the Imperials and we'll win our freedom. So, don't keep us waiting too long. And that should give us the ability to fly in this zone. Meanwhile, the keep of Doma Castle. Xenos pitches a fit.
I would expect no less of Bahamut's conqueror. Prepare the airship. His Radiance will not object. We have fulfilled our obligations here. I would see this prize for myself.
What prize now? That sounds bad. Ow!
Do you understand why I appointed you to act in my stead? You, whose only accomplishment was to whisper the right words in the right ear.
Not really, no.
Because of your petty hatreds. They render you the perfect instrument to bleed your kinsman of hope. To make an example of Doma, such as was ordered. Listen well. If you yield Doma to the rebels, you will not be given another chance to beg forgiveness.
You let them win, I kill you.
Now. Or die with the rest of them.
Are you all right, my lady? That was uncalled for. Oh!
That was called for.
They say your Eorzean is helping the rebels. I want him dead. I want his friends dead. I want the heads of everyone he knows and loves mounted on the castle walls.
You mean I can finally go after him?
Like you can take me.
I've been waiting for this chance. I promise you, milady, he won't escape this time. Not this time, oh no.
I'm sorry, who's been fleeing every single one of our combats so far? Because it sure as hell hasn't been me. And in the fringes of Girabanya. What the? What are you up to, Estinian?
Aye. This is the place.
A
when his
big
shade was
call?
banished, you swore to leave this life behind. And yet here you are. Yet, if this be the work of the eyes, what choice do you have but to end it? Or so the boy would say. Damn you, Alphino.
That's a big hole. The ability to fly is unlocked. Chance to Hanami, encourage the cowardly Lupin. Yeah, so those two are really important. We will come back to them as soon as I get to... I gotta do one more thing in the MSQ, and then we'll come back to those. If you're ready, let us depart for a union in the Azim Steppe. Our route will be somewhat circuitous. We need to return to the Ruby Sea and head north along the coast, past Isari. That looks very weird. I mean, all cats just want burgers. It's fine. I can't have cheeseburger? I kinda want a cheeseburger. It is definitely approaching the Archon needs to figure out what he's doing about dinner time of day. Still can't do anything about that. That's the next step in the House of the Dead stuff. Here we'll turn north until we arrive at a cave, through which we must pass in order to reach the Azim Steppe. Lysa and Gotetsu have already gone on ahead. We should carry on as well. That is valid. Valid. I need to cook more.
I remember the emptiness, vast and endless. The Azim Steppe, home to countless roaming tribes.
This is one of my favorite zones. This is my favorite zone in Stormblood.
Watched over by elder gods. Here, we would find Doma's salvation.
I will smack Magni several
With
times,
the
though.
wind at our backs, we walked on, in search of hope, in search of him.
We need to finish up this quest in order to open up Reunion. I give you the Azim Steppe, Archon. I should say this is but one small portion of it. Despite the close proximity, Domans rarely venture this far north. Most find these lands and their people strange and foreign. Fortunately, those who frequent Reunion are more welcoming than most. Come, it is not much further. I want to get the get Reunion unlocked because in order to progress the Kojin to their next step, I need to get past this current quest. Hey, Young. To Reunion, my friends. Here is where we'll begin our search for Lord Hien. Okay. That's where I needed to get to. Let's just grab this, grab that. Not really going to be able to do much else. Last I spoke with Lord Hien, he said he'd spent much time in these markets. Had hoped to find him here today, but alas. Hey, Yuguri, I've been meaning to ask. There are an awful lot of Zayla here, aren't there? Assumed you knew. The Azim Steppe has been home to the nomadic tribes of the Zayla since antiquity. More than 50 roam these lands, and though they do not constitute a nation, there is a hierarchy of sorts, determined by ritual combat. Funny, if they're so busy fighting each other, you'd think the Empire would be able to march in and take the step with ease. Wonder why they haven't. Why indeed, Lys. Why indeed. Perhaps they see little value in it, especially given the fierce reputation of the Zayla warriors who would fight tooth and nail to oppose them. Sands are not made for men. The soil is thin, and the weather unforgiving. Zayla found ways to survive, it is true. They are made of sterner stuff than most Imperials, conscript or citizen. Thanks for taking the time to explain. Sounds like I've got a lot to learn. Later, I mean. We're meant to be looking for Hien. Let's see. People from many tribes gather in Reunion to trade goods and information. Surprised if we cannot learn something of value here. Let us make our inquiries separately. Archon, why don't you speak with some of the merchants here? We're gonna be doing that next time. This is where we're gonna leave the MSQ for now. Gonna tune to the otherite.